Can't sleep, so I want to tell you what's keeping me up at night. So, my grandma gave me asthma, but not like fucking genetically. I mean, fucking literally. Basically, when I was a kid, my grandma loved to smoke hookah every single fucking morning. And basically every morning she would be like, I would wake up and she'd be like, "Oh, can you take this to the kitchen?" Right? So, but I would always sneak a puff, right? But obviously horrible, don't do that, whatever. But one time she caught me. She's like, "Yeah, Haiwan, what are you doing? Like, you fucking animal, what are you doing?" Blah blah blah, like yelling at me, right? And this was in Jordan. So I just look at her and I was like, "Oh, like you do it all the time. Why can't I?" Long story short, I don't know how, but she was just like, "Fine." She lights up a new one and she's like, "Here, take a puff." She didn't make me. I asked for it. I take a puff. I start coughing. Obviously. She's like, "See? This is horrible for you, blah, blah, blah." But now I can't breathe anymore. Like, it's starting to build up. Like, I'm like, you know what I mean? But I don't want to admit defeat because I'm a fucking stubborn bitch. So I was just like, "Okay, fine. Like, I'll let you have this one. But, in the future, you're going to let me, blah, blah, blah." Whatever. My mom comes in, picks me up. And in the car, I'm like starting to feel that, but I don't say anything because I'm like, I still think I have hope in the future. I wake up the next morning and I feel like shortness of breath. Now, I'm an infamous liar in the fucking family. No one believes me because I always try to get out of school. I'm always like, I have diarrhea, I have this, whatever. So we get in the car and we're getting on our way to school. And now I'm like, this nostril, I can't breathe out of it. And I was just like, "Oh my God, Mama, I can't breathe." My mom's like, "Shut the fuck up, don't lie. We're going to school, regardless of what you say." Now the other one's like closing, and I'm like, "Mama, I can't breathe." My mom's just like, "Okay, what is it this time? Do you have the amoeba virus?" I was like, "Mama, I literally cannot breathe." Now we're almost in the parking zone, and like now I can't breathe out of my throat. And I'm like, "Mama, I can't even breathe out of my mouth." And she's like, "Listen, I don't care what you have. You are going to school. I don't care what you have. When the nurse tells you to go home, I'll pick you up. I don't care. You're going to school." And I was like, "Fuck, okay." So I go to school within 10 minutes of math class. I'm literally like, so, they take me to the nurse's office. I don't know why, but I had a Russian nurse. Russian nurse speaks Arabic. Fucking random. I don't know. She looks at me. She's like, "Habibi, what's your problem? What's wrong?" Blah, blah. I'm like, and she's like, "What's wrong, Habibi? Habibi, what's wrong? What's wrong?" I'm like, and she's like, "Oh, asthma. Let me call your mother." She calls my mom. I've never been diagnosed. She calls my mom. She's like, "Hey, your son has problem breathing, blah, blah, blah." She's like, yeah, he's been lying, blah, blah, blah. She's like, "I'm pretty sure he has a problem breathing." And my mom's like, "Shut the fuck up." My mom starts driving Tokyo Drift. She picks me up. I pass out. I don't remember anything. Next thing I remember, I wake up in the hospital and I'm just like, you know what I mean? And I just see my mom. She's like, "Habibi, oh, I'm so sorry, I believed you. But Haywan, this is what happens when you lie every single time. You're like the boy that cried wolf. Do you know what's wrong with you? This is what happens. I'm waking up in the hospital right now." And I'm like, "Bro, I just woke up from